The first thing you need to gain control in your golf game is a golf swing that you can trust. I've spent the last 8 years developing the most efficient and simple way to swing a golf club, and it works for anyone at any level, and I call it the ultimate swing. So like I said at the start of the video, the key to building a solid swing that you can trust is to have great foundations. So the first foundation we're going to look at is the grip. So with the grip, we want to make sure that we are holding it in the fingers on the lead hand and wrapping that hand over, and also in the fingers on the trail hand and wrapping that hand over. So you can see that those hands are working opposite against each other, opposite forces, allowing me to control that club face so that I cannot manipulate it as much as I would with a poor grip. So the second foundation then is our setup and posture. So what I see a lot of the time with people is really poor posture and setup, where they've got the knees way too bent and the back too upright. What this does is stabilize the hips and makes it very hard to turn them consistently through the swing. So the setup we need to see looks more like this. So what I want you to do is stand with your feet together, back straight, arms straight out in front. Now what we're going to do is bend from the hip until the club hits the ground, okay? Keeping the back as straight as we can and the legs as straight as possible to this point. Then we're going to take our 2 steps. Now this is a mid-iron, so the ball position is fairly central. And then from here, we're just going to soften the legs slightly and make sure that the pressure it's set up is on the balls of your feet or running through just in front of the laces there. So now you have solid foundations for when you're setting up to the golf ball. And now you're in a position where you can actually create a really consistent and repeatable golf swing, just like the ultimate swing. So the first thing we're going to look at with the swing is the takeaway, as that's the start of the swing and probably the most important part. Because we get it wrong there, then we're going to struggle throughout the swing. So with the takeaway, we want to make sure that we have the club working almost straight back and the hands and arms working straight back like this, almost like you're doing a putting action, until the hands get just outside this right leg. A lot of the time I'll see people pulling the club in this way or taking it out that way too much. And if you do that, then you're going to have to manipulate the swing further in the backswing, further in the downswing, which is going to make it very difficult for you to be consistent and to hit the same ball flight. Now that you have the takeaway, we now need to set this club so that we can keep it on planes. So from takeaway, we want to set the club at this point using our wrists only. I'll see a lot of people using the arms to get the club up, and that's when we lose connection of the arms in the backswing, which is going to lead to inconsistencies in the downswing. So it's simply setting here with the wrists as much as you can, basically. You're not going to get it vertical, you're going to get it to just about there. So the angle we're going to set the wrists at and get the club to has to match the angle that the club is sitting at address. So there's that angle, it's about 45 degrees. So when I go to set the club, I need to make sure that I set it to 45 degrees there. I don't want to be setting it straight up, and I certainly don't want to be setting it too flat, because again, we're going to have to manipulate, and then we're going to be inconsistent. So now we've set the club correctly. Now from here, all we have to do to complete the backswing is turn and extend our chest to get it to the top. We don't want to be using the arms here, because they're going to lose connection, and then we're going to be inconsistent with our swing. So we've got our takeaway, we set the club in position, we turn, and then we extend the chest to get it right up to the top. So now we're in backswing position. Now we got to think about the downswing. Now the great thing is we've built a backswing that's put us into a great position that we can create the same downswing every time to get that consistency and to really get that strike we want on the golf ball. We need to start the downswing with a pressure shift and a sit motion down into the left side. You can see I'm moving my pressure from my right foot onto my left side, and I'm actually kind of sitting my butt back behind me. And then from here, I am in position to deliver that club to the golf ball by pushing up with the right leg, rotating my body, getting the strike. I'm getting that nice compressed strike with the hands forward, and then through into a very beautiful and balanced finish position. So when you put all that together, you now have the ultimate golf swing.